According to Dave, we are recording, and this is the long-awaited ABCs of TPBs.
Greatly anticipated.
Greatly anticipated. We would like to lie to you and say that we were getting burnt out on the show. We just took a hiatus, but that's not the case at all.
No, we actually love doing this.
It's
just life got in the way.
Life got in the way. Schedules just could not align. Our chakras were not aligned. Our Shankara stones were not where they needed to be.
I've been polishing up my crystal, I can tell you that.
Not a euphemism. But we are back, man. We're back in full effect. Hopefully going forward we can stick to a more set schedule of every other week, which is what it originally was.
A religious schedule.
A religious schedule. You can almost set your watch and warrant.
Treat us as gods if you wish.
I mean, gods let you down just as much as we will.
Right. Slay some fatted calves. Hey, if you pray to us and we don't come through for you, hey, your faith wasn't hard enough.
Your faith wasn't hard enough. Yeah, the levels weren't where they needed to be.
My levels.
This is the K episode of the ABCs of TPBs. Before we get into it, man, is there have you been reading any comics lately, or just been too busy for everything?
I have been keeping up with Lost Light. It's actually ending its run in the IDW universe.
Transformers?
Transformers. I don't know if you heard that they had this this arc ending, this universe ending event that's happening that's going to reset the entire Transformers universe.
I did hear something about it.
Yeah. And so everything that they've established over the past 10 years or so, as far as canon for the Transformers lore, is going to get, the slate is going to get wiped clean, and they're going to reset. They're still keeping the license from Hasbro, and they're going to still keep doing Transformers stuff, but it's going to go in a different direction.
So this is Transformers on Infinite Earths.
I guess you could say that.
Okay.
I mean, anytime you finally bring Unicron, destroyer of realities, into the mix.
He's going to destroy some realities.
He's going to destroy some realities. I mean,
it would be very disappointing if he didn't.
Yeah, you're right. Right. That's kind of his thing.
So that's what that's like, you're religiously on schedule with that, are you?
Yeah.
Or as close as you can be?
Yeah, I've been reading every issue.
Every issue.
We have, so we're on issue 21 now, so we have 4 more issues until the run is completely done.
Okay.
James Roberts set out to do 100 issues to tell this entire story. IDW kind of pushed up the timetable, and so he's like, well, I got to get it done in 85. So that's what he's doing.
All right.
The great thing is they got enough of a heads up so they can actually plan the endings for all of their books, which is not something that many books can get.
No,
it just gets canceled. But these they were able to actually plan out the endings.
That is still shitty for a writer to have to try to condense 15 issues. That's no small amount of pages.
That's true, but he got it done.
Yeah.
What about you, man? What are you reading?
Oh man, there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Of course, catching up on that Saga for those of y'all who might not know, which I'm not sure if there's any Saga fans that don't know yet.
I don't know yet.
The final issue for volume 9, 10, we'll call it 9, dropped.
Okay.
Yes, final issue for volume 9 dropped. A hard punch on the last one of the last pages, and then they announced they're taking a year off. So that was the 2 of that 1-2 punch. Yeah. So they are going to be taking a nice year off. I'm very upset about this.
Are you having a feeling that they're going to be ending the series sometime soon?
I think they're taking this year off to get their levels correct. And I think when they come back with the first issue of volume 10, I think we're at the beginning of the 3rd act now. Okay. This is the beginning of the final push. So probably another 3 volumes or so, if I had to guess, and then the show's gonna, or the book's gonna be done.
Okay.
While that's possibly on its tail end, there's another comic called Shanghai Red, written by Christopher Sabella. That's only 2 issues in. So if you're looking for something new, it's pretty much about a woman who gets kidnapped on a pirate ship and pressed into service of this ship. And in the first issue, they're like, all right, well, your forced servitude is over. You can get dropped off at the next port, or you can just join us as an actual member of the crew getting paid. And there's a woman that's like, fuck all that, kills the entire crew. And now she's headed back to Seattle, where she was originally kidnapped and pressed, and she's going to figure out who the fuck did this to her. And that's where we start. So yeah, I'm all up on some Shanghai Red right now. It dropped its second issue the same day as that issue of Saga that just dropped. My plan was sit down and read Saga first, because Saga before everything, and then read Shanghai Red. But that punch from Saga was so hard, I still haven't read that Shanghai Red. Might do that today, but
sometimes you read something that it just gives you pause. You have to sit back and digest it.
I immediately went to Twitter. I need to be amongst people who are sharing the same feelings. But that's a whole bunch of Image books besides your IDW we were just talking about there, and we have today two Image books to discuss. What do you bring to the table today?
I bring Kaptara by Chip Zdarsky, Kagan McLeod.
Okay, and I have Kill or Be Kill by, some say, one of the masters of crime writing in comic books, Broobs, Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, their umpteenth collaboration, and Elizabeth Breitweiser, I do believe was the editor of this bit of business as well. Maybe the colorist, I'm not sure. We're going to talk about Kill or Be Killed first. It's story about a dude who decides, you know what, I'm done with this world, and decides he wants to take his own life. Before, did you get all the way through this book?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Decides he wants to take his own life, completely bungles that up, and he's like, maybe this living thing is pretty good. And a demon shows up, and he's like, oh, no.
That easy.
Yeah, you're not getting off that easy. If you think life is all precious now, you want to live. In order to live, you got to take a soul every 31 days. Every month, you got to kill somebody for me if you want to stay alive. And he's like, what the fuck ever. And then that 31st day comes. He ain't killed nobody. He starts getting violently ill. And he's like, maybe I do need to kill somebody. And then the races. Off to the races. That's your main plots. And, you take a guy who's never had to do a normal everyday citizen. Now you have to make them kill every single month. That comes with its own problems and trials, and none of us are professional killers. We don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah. But putting myself in the main character's shoes, it can be surprisingly easy to learn how to kill.
It can be surprisingly easy, alarmingly easy.
Alarming, especially when your life is on the line. It's like, it's me or the other guy.
Yeah, hey. Send flowers.
Hey.
That's the A plot. Then the B plot is on again, off again, on again, off again romance with the woman that he loves and
best friend that he started developing feelings for.
There you go. Yeah, your best friend that he started developing feelings for. Thank you for the correction.
You're welcome. Yeah.
And then how that kind of complicates his life and all that sort of business, as well as being in school. Yeah, he's in school as well, so he's juggling a lot on his plate in this book. This is the first volume. Dave, what did you think of Kill or Be Killed Volume 1?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I want to read more of that one too.
I have 2 and 3 on the bookshelf.
I'm going to have to grab those from you, sir.
Yeah. For those of y'all who are fans, then you know that this series just recently concluded. We're waiting on the 4th trade to hit shelves. If you're a TPB like we are, if you are not already up on Kill or Be Killed and you want something that's a quick read, it's not going to be 100 issues to sit down and read like an X-Men run or something like that, or an old Superman run. This is 20 issues, done and done. I think it's 20. I think it's 5 to a volume, and it's going to be 4 volumes. Yeah. So 20 issues. There you go. And the last one is the last trade's about to drop. So if you're looking for a fully concluded series that's short, check out Kill or Be Killed. Now, what is it that you specifically liked about this joint?
The realism was present. And the artwork was good. The use of shading, and I'm like I say, it was just very clean. It was clean lines, like with flashbacks, very clean there. Flashback to the present. The use of shading. It was just it felt tight, and some of the storytelling elements where it had images in the middle of the page, and then the dialogue or just the narration noir. It's very noir. It's on the sides of the pages all the way down. So that was an interesting way to play it. It's very film school-esque.
Yeah. Okay.
It had a cinematic feel to it.
Yes, someone has to make this into something at some point.
Yeah, I mean it's just very stylish. Even his the costume that he chose to begin murdering people, and it kind of has an iconic feel to it, especially with the artwork on the front there.
Yeah,
it kind of
it looks like something you would see plastered on the news somewhere. Like this is a sketch drawing of the guy.
Drawing of the guy. Yeah,
this is as good as we can get.
It looked very very reminiscent of The Shadow.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? You know, even the stuff with that his father drew.
His father drew some wild shit.
It was very wild stuff, and it's very
pulpy.
Yeah, and it was just like I said, the artwork was just really good, really solid.
What about the story itself?
The story itself was great. I thought the struggle with him trying to find a place in his life, and then also that subtle temptation of it wasn't so subtle, but it's just kind of a hodgepodge of how he got mixed up with starting that lust for his former best friend. I thought it worked well for the story because it all fed into his character, why what drove him. You know, he feeling like a loser in just about every area of his life. And he's being tempted on this side. So yeah, it was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
One thing I liked about it, two things I really like about this. One is his narration at the beginning of each issue just goes off on tangents. There's all sorts of wild shit, and he's like, "Hold on, let me get back to
this. Yeah,
get back on track."
That felt good. You know, it felt like you were actually listening to a story from
an actual person.
Yeah, an actual person. Yeah.
Yeah, a semi-reliable narrator.
Yeah.
One thing I really like about this, the way he paced this out is we see him like we don't get we do eventually get the gradual ramp up to what's happening, but where he drops us into the story, he's already doing this, and he's in the middle of doing one of his hits. If you read the entire run, you realize that everything is kind of leading up to this particular hit. And it keeps flashing back to this moment over and over again. Flashing forward, I guess you say, to this moment.
All right.
We get a little more taste of this, and then we flash back to the present of what's going on, and then a little bit later on, you flash forward to a little bit more of what's happened here, and then you flash back to the present. I thought that is a very well done narrating device. Like you said, putting yourself in his shoes. Do you think this is something? How long do you think you could keep this up before A, you either got caught by the cops or the feds, or B, your sanity just broke?
My sanity wouldn't break. Let's just establish that first off.
Dave's convictions.
Yeah, I got conviction. I'm like, if I got a demon tell me, I was like, maybe I have some type of mental issue. But if he seems convinced by it in the story, and I think the way it's presented, I think it's legitimate. So yeah, I would take it and run. I'd take it and run. But as far as getting caught, I've you watch stuff on TV, and then you also use the common sense rule, and I think I could be fairly effective before I would leave any kind of breadcrumbs or any telltale signs that could lead back to me. I switched it up enough.
You switch it up enough?
Yeah.
I 98% of me believes that. The 2% of me believes that you would kill some guy, there'd be a camera nearby, and you would just rip off your mask and look like, "It's me, Dave!" and run off into the shadows and blatantly deny it when they come ask you about it.
Demon's work. Hashtag Dave Kills. Look me up on Twitter and Reddit.
Dave Kills. He's out there taking care of the homeless problem. Well, it's not really a problem. Yeah. There's a definite. Is this real? Isn't this that kind of plays throughout the series? Is this actually happening, or is this just all fucked up in his head and he's just been out there wanting, not actually needing to? So yeah, it's killer be killer. If you're looking for something that's not capes and tights, which is what Image does. That's gritty noir type drama. I think Killer Be Kill is. What do you think about the use of red in this joint? It is a liberal use of the color red.
Yeah, it's it matches his motif. There are even splash pages that are just red.
Yep. Red is my favorite color.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm wearing red today.
Yes, it's pretty sure that's kind of what drew me to this in the first place, because this was the ad. I think we've talked before about if you read Image Comics digitally, you get to the end of the story, and then a couple more swipes will tell you kind of what's coming next in joints. And I saw what eventually is the cover of this first trade, and it said "Killer Be Killed," a new joint by Brubaker and Phillips, of criminal fame.
You were sold.
And I was sold, and I was like, well, I guess I'm checking out this first issue.
Had the sexy black and red color palette, and
black, white, and red is my trilogy of colors.
Oh, so there you are.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, there it is.
Yeah.
That is Kill or Be Killed.
A double go from Seed and Ninja Dave.
A double go. That's, and like I said, man, if you want to take that 2 and 3, more than welcome to.
Most definitely.
Indeed. All right, you got any last words? That's it.
Go get this book.
The end. All right, we'll be right back after these messages with a little bit of Kaptara from Ninja Dave.
Central Park is bracing for a crowd of well-wishers today, when the President of the United States will present a special commendation to the Manhattan-based crime-fighting team, the Avengers. Led by shape-shifting superhero Ant-Man, the Avengers are loved and respected around the world for their work against international terrorism and crimes of mass destruction.
Enjoying the attention, dearest?
No, not really. I've always thought it better that the Avengers avoid the spotlight. But it's hard to say no to the president.
Honestly, Hank, it's harder to say no to me. And I say we're going.
Of course, Jan. You deserve today. So did the others. Somehow I'm just not sure I'm the one to lead you.
Hank, what in the world do you mean?
I'm not exactly Captain America, or Thor, or Iron Man, now am I?
Well, none of them is Dr. Henry Pym, world's greatest biochemist. Hank, we helped form the Avengers, and don't you forget that. You are as qualified to lead us as anyone.
We are back. Before we jump into Kaptara, we're going to cover a couple of news topics. The first being the weight loss challenge.
Yes.
Let's see where we stand. I think the goal was to lose 20 pounds by the M episode.
The M episode, yes.
What's your total loss so far, good sir?
My total loss is 5.
5.
I'm down 5. I gotta really put some hustle on to get this last 15.
Put some hustle on and get some more muscle on.
What about you, sir?
Well, I had a great lead at first. I think I dropped to 7.
Yeah.
And then I gained a little more, so I have a total net loss of 2.
2. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Then, so we're not that far off from each other.
That's far. I'll put some donuts down. I'll do some. I think I'm gonna go swimming today.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
I'm gonna do join the military and just start their regimen Monday.
I'm gonna join the military for 2 weeks.
Just 2 weeks. They're like, I'm not cut out for this.
You got any 2 weeks contracts out there? No.
I'm gonna be a Navy SEAL in 1 week. Get an honorable discharge to week 2.
Okay.
I'm on the fast track.
All right, you're just gonna take a 2 week vacation from your actual job. Right. Go be a Navy SEAL for 2 weeks.
Just for 2 weeks.
And then just come back. How was your vacation?
Shredded.
There's something different about Dave. You seen him recently?
Man, look at him. He can barely stand up straight.
All right then. Well, let me know how that works out for you.
I mean,
it took me 3 months between when I signed the papers to actually go into basic training. But
I know some people.
Guys that are recruitment numbers are low.
I mean,
we'll take it. Come on in.
Well, Trump is the president. Not many people just champing at the bit to get in the military. So they're letting anybody in, really.
Okay, except immigrants.
Except immigrants. There you go. The second bit of news: Alicia Gomez.
Young A. Gomez, our woman in the East.
Right. Number one fan.
Our number one fan. One of one, some might say. But she's going to be on my show, my regular weekly show, Bring a Podcast, during Fandom Month. And the last week, the Fandom Month's going to run all throughout August, and that last week will be all comics related. And I will be interviewing young Alicia Gomez as a fan more of comics than of ABCs and TBBs, but she is also a fan of us here on this show. So, sit down, chat with her for hopefully about 30, 45 minutes. And just see where her head's at about comics, what she thinks about the industry, what she loves about stories, and all that kind of good stuff, man. It should be a fun time. Fun times had by all with me and young Alicia Gomez of the Gomez graphic fame.
There you go. It's awesome.
It is awesome.
With that, let's jump into Kaptara.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kaptara with a K, and for all of you who are into the alphabet. Kaptara, another one from Image.
They're into the alphabet.
They're into the alphabet. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because they don't
Some
know
of
this
them
is
be
the
like
K
Kaptara.
episode.
Maybe it's a C.
This is the K episode of ABC.
Hey, I don't want to take our listenership for granted.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. We will play to the lowest common denominator of you out there.
Yeah, they're out there.
They're out
there.
Yeah.
But no, this is another Chip Zdarsky joint with Kagan McLeod as the artist here, with Becca Kinsey as the color assist, Thomas K. editing, Drew Gill production. This, I don't know if you guys have heard of Chip Zdarsky, but he's known as the funny guy in comic book writing. Mm-hmm. His level of humor is astounding. He's also written Sex Criminals, just so much stuff that he's
drawn. Sex Criminals.
He's drawn stuff. I'm sure he had some comedic input.
Yeah, everything you see in the background of Sex Criminals, every joke that's in the background that's not plot related or actual in a bubble is a Chip Zdarsky joke.
Okay,
yep.
Okay.
A fraction on the main writing.
Yeah, man, fraction. Yeah, another just amazingly, astoundingly hilarious individual. But no, the Kaptara is essentially a love letter to the 80s. This starts off with a space adventurer. Things go horribly wrong on their journey out into the unknown, and they land on a planet, to crash land on a planet that has many denizens reminiscent to a lot of the 80s cartoon properties that we've seen, from He-Man to Smurfs to Conan the Barbarian. Oh, you just now picking that up?
I just now realized. I gotta go back and reread this entire thing.
This changes the whole thing for you. I thought you would have gotten that when they introduced. Hold on, let me get to here. Let me get to this one. Skull Thor.
Oh,
I thought you.
I am an idiot.
Yeah,
you get your He-Man. Is that supposed to be your He-Man type?
Yeah, the He-Man type there. You get your Man at Arms.
Oh, how did I miss this?
You got your standard wizards. Where you got let's see here. These guys here, the Smurfs.
Oh.
All this stuff, man. It's just mixed in there. It's just Evil Lyn.
How did I miss that?
I don't know.
I wasn't the hugest He-Man dude back in the day, but that should have been terribly obvious.
You weren't a Masters of the Universe kind of guy.
I never had any wish to master the universe.
Really?
So there's a lot of litigation involved.
Okay.
I want the paperwork and such.
Well, even without that being the case, what do you think about this series, the artwork and the storytelling?
Artwork's clean, man. I really like the artwork in this. The artwork lends itself to the silliness of the book. Mm-hmm. Do you not have this nice little map?
Map?
Yeah. Since I brought the trade, you got the individuals.
Oh, you got the digital.
They didn't put the map for you? Oh, man.
Put the map for me.
I like this. I was a fan of a map in front of stuff.
I do love maps. I love looking at maps. I don't like studying them and using them to navigate. But I do love looking at maps.
The artwork in this, man. You got robbed, man.
Yeah, I did get robbed. Man.
The artwork in this, it's clean. I like it. I can tell what's going on at all times, unlike artwork we have coming up later on.
They even he even used the meme in there. You remember that? No one just tank cats into Mordor. You got tank cats.
Yeah. It's a lot of little things in here. Yeah, I really kind of need to.
You need to reread it.
Yeah. The story I thought was good. It was it's an outsider who doesn't have much need for going back to Earth.
Right. He's also a coward.
Who's also a complete yellow belly coward.
Right. Kind of a jerk.
You think so?
Yeah.
I never really saw him as a jerk. He's a wise ass and a smart mouth. I don't see him as a jerk.
Oh, that's true.
The dude lifting weights in the first issue, that guy was a jerk. Yeah, and he just kind of, I wouldn't say find acceptance in this new place, but I think he fits in more in this new place. He's much more comfortable amongst all these aliens and weirdos.
It's like
because
he's the
a
normal
weirdo.
guy.
Yeah, he's the normal guy.
He's the normal guy compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
He's weird on Earth, though.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, we're not sure how far into the future this is, but
I don't think it's really important.
you don't think it's important?
No,
Yeah, I was wondering because he's gay, if in this far future, if that's something that's still somewhat considered weird, or is a bit more normalized, or what the case may be.
Right.
I would like to know why he is a weirdo on Earth. But you can definitely tell just amongst the crew that's on this ship that maybe he's at the very least the weirdo amongst them.
Right. It's like, and everyone else they have their own. All the rest of the crewmates have some weird thing that they're into. Like, you know, one guy's he's so into adventure and working out. He's the meathead of the group.
He's
you know?
definitely the lunkhead. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just, you know, it's like everyone has that trope, and he's the normal guy out of all those. So it's like that makes him weird, I guess you could say. And so when he gets to a planet of true weirdos, he's like, you know, whatever thing I got going on pales in comparison to this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. He just seemed more like he was there to be about his science, do what his job is there to do, and then, you know, go about his day. Yeah, yeah. I really enjoyed this joint, man. There's some good laughs in there all throughout.
Yeah. Did you have many gut busting laughs?
I think there's one or two gut busts in there. There's a lot of just type deals, like and there's a couple that like there's jokes on different levels in here. There's some you just smile at, and some that gets a chuckle out of you, and then every once in a while it is like, oh man, that was pretty fun, clever, right there. Yeah, some surprises.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't see some people going out as early as they do in the series.
Just let you know how important they were.
Yeah, and and then just the odd band of characters who ends up going on this adventure. Like they couldn't be any more different than any of the other people in that band of adventuring.
Right.
You know, you got your weirdo, your man at arms. The wizard is the most tropey of them all, but
he's out there.
He's fucking out there. Yeah.
Like,
If Gandalf was on shrooms every day of his life.
Exactly. It's
that's
like
what this dude would be.
They took all of those tropes and just magnified them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
to
I
the
think that's
point of abject ridiculosity.
That's exactly what it was. And then of course you have your standard like strong woman that is, I'm a strong independent woman myself and I don't need no man type character. Who's pretty damn cool.
Right.
Yeah, she's about her business too. And then there's weird stuff like why would this bed sheet in this panel just randomly have like a little bit tiny, like a ghost,
Like a ghost.
Yeah. There's so many weird things about this that I think that's one thing that Zdarsky does best is he forces you to have a second read through. You're either
there's always some stuff like I said. There's no boring panel with Zdarsky. There's always something going on that you can appreciate.
Either he forces you to read it again, or you're gonna read it once incredibly slowly to make sure that you catch every little bit of ridiculousness. This is by far my favorite panel right now.
We're Queen. We're Endom. This kind of, I don't even know what that move is. Is that a 3A?
I don't know. Like, so our man at arms character here, you know, they're about to set out on this adventure to you know help Keith, our main character, kind of get back to his own planet because people from their side of the dimension, the reality, are going to attack Earth, and they won't stand for it, so they're going to stop him. So the very beginning of this, my man's, you know, he's made the big speech, you know, the rousing speech with the swelling score behind it, and he's hopping into his cat tank here, and just the hop, just the pirouettes that he does onto this thing.
It is it's 100% ballet.
100% ballet, and I don't know, I turned to this panel and I died, man. I died. I don't know why I find it so goofy, but it definitely is. What is it Endor? What is Endor? That's Star Wars,
Star
right?
Wars, yeah.
Yeah, this is
Endom.
Endom. All right, yeah, they switched that R to an M real quick. What did you think about the motivational orb? That was a weird kind of thing to put in there.
It's just you know, I found it pretty cool. It's just like one of those weird elements that just, it's not really explained. It's just it's just there.
Yeah, they did. Everybody just kind of, oh, well, it's the motivational orb. He's just there.
He's just there.
Did you have any particular sayings from the motivational orb that tickled your fancy?
Nothing that I continue to quote to this day, but there were some good ones.
Yeah, there's the follow your dreams, which is one of the, that's a pretty famous one. It's not the years in your life that matters, it's the life in your years, which is one I've heard a couple different times. For
you can do it.
Was you can do it one?
You can do it one, yeah.
For this being a planet from a different dimension, they have very incredibly earth sayings on the motivation. Yeah, and sometimes it finds a way to tie into what is happening at that moment. Know when you are beat.
All right, very fourth wall.
Yeah, very fourth wallish. I enjoyed the shit out of this. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there's any plans to make another one.
Yeah, it was a short series. Yeah, like I said, it was. It's one of those things. It's like it was kind of like done on a lark. So.
Was really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger to.
Well, there were. I'm trying to think if there were more issues than just these 4.
Looking on Comixology, this is all there is. It's just this one trade of 4 issues, and then there's nothing past this. And this is a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, a few years ago. I feel like I had more singles of this, but I may have confused it with God Hates Astronauts. Man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Either way,
it's kind of a one-off.
Kind of a one-off. If there was a second volume, this would be a go for me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I continue the shenanigans of this adventure, just kind of see where it leads, and to see how things would be reversed. And I guess everybody from Kaptara would be the weirdos coming over to the Earth side of things. And, how that whole thing will play out.
Right. I wonder if they only made this short because they had so many referenced 80s properties in it that they were getting dangerously close to IP infringement.
I'm wondering if it was just because of low sales, because I'd never even heard of this shit before.
Yeah,
it's went completely under my radar.
I randomly grabbed it because I think I went to Heroes Con, and I think I went to a Chip Zdarsky panel, and he was talking about this series, and I was like, I'll keep a lookout for it. I think that's the only reason I knew about it.
Yeah, it seems
because
like
he mentioned it himself.
yeah. This is it's 2015, so I think we could have seen something else by now. But that kind of sucks, man.
Hey, well, sometimes it's just when we get to the S's and I get you that C guy, it's gonna blow your mind, and it's gonna be like, is that it? I'm like,
yeah. Good call on that one, sir. Good call on that one. I was doubtful at first because I'm not a big fan of funny comic books. I generally prefer my comics to be serious in some kind of way, but with the exception of I think Sex Criminals is the only one that gets a pass for me, and that's more just because
situational humor
and the fact that I love Fraction as a person, and how he reacts or interacts with Chip Zdarsky is quite interesting to see. So I give that a pass. But yeah, I was apprehensive going into it, and then you expanded my mind, Dave.
That's what I'm here for.
That's what you're here. That's what we're here for you listeners.
That's right.
We're here to just give you some new shit that you might not have picked up off the shelves.
It's in our charter.
It's in our charter. We actually don't have one, but it's in our charter.
It's in there though.
But it's in there. It's in there. It's in our mental charter.
Fine print.
Anything else?
That's it for me. We want to give them a preview of what's happening for next episode.
A preview of what's to come, Dave? I think we can do that, sir. What are you bringing to the table?
I am bringing Low, another one from Image Comics.
So this is going to be 4 Image books in a row that we did. Well, what did it come? Jay, we did Jupiter's Legacy before.
Jupiter's Legacy,
man,
right.
We need to get off of Image's dick.
Images, I mean, Image satisfies.
Image satisfies.
You gotta keep going back. Low is written by Remender.
Yeah, Rick Remender.
So it's like one of those. We're gonna talk about that because we were talking about this before this episode. How we both started reading Low and then both fell off of it as well before finishing it, the first trade. So I said artwork is astounding. The story seemed to be a little
We'll get to that when we get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
I'm bringing to the table
We're gonna finish it.
Little Lazarus by Greg Rucka and Michael Lark, I do believe is Lark's first name.
Michael Lark.
Something like that. Yes, Michael Lark. Art and lettered by. And yeah, it's another image. It's sci-fi type business. The art is very distinct. There, something I have read through a couple times, but it's been a couple years since I read it. I enjoyed it. Came off of a recommendation, which is one of the reasons why we do this show for you guys.
That's
See, one of our recommendations catches you in your good spots. So, Lazarus and Low is coming next episode. I was gonna say next week, but we know it's not gonna be next week. We know that.
Well, we'll get some extra episodes in the tank.
That's what I was gonna say. We need to stack these bad boys back up like we were doing in the first place. All right then.
That'll be good.
We'll redouble our efforts.
Yes.
For you listeners out there. You have anything else?
Re-triple even.
We'll re-triple our efforts as well.
Don't get crazy, Dave.
You got anything else, sir?
That's it for me.
That's it for you? I think that's it for me, Matt.
Right.
And that is it for the K episode of the ABCs of TPBs. We'll see you in a couple weeks with an L's. Until then, don't take an L.
Don't take it. I got nothing. Leave it right at that.